want to see right over here. Let me see. Just want to see what size ring goes there. Hi, welcome back to the CONVO Couch, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pasta Jardula.
And I'm Fiorella.
And Johnny Tsunami is over there. We were talking about ring sizes, right, fam? Hold it up. Hold up your hand.
I'm not
see, this
married.
Is right here.
No.
That finger right there.
Some of you guys were asking, like, if we were married. And the answer is no, we are not married. I am not with Pasta.
No.
He is my fam.
Yes. I mean, not at least yet. We're not married.
Yeah, right.
We feel like we have a marriage sometimes. Yeah. We live in the same household. This is a working household, and we have our studio here. And I even feel like I'm married to your brother sometimes, Johnny Tsunami over there, dude. We're just a close, tight-knit family, and we do so many things together.
That's why the fam word.
Family. I didn't say the word fam. You're not buzzing me yet. By the way, we'll give John the buzzer too as well. Come on, trickle on in. We got 20 people on the MCSE network. We have 13 people. Moose Gal. It says Myra's mama. Hey all. Josie Adistru. I hope I said it again. And Armin, my boy.
Armin.
Hi, guys,
Armin.
We just reached, fam, a milestone in our relationship. 2,500 subscribers on our YouTube. Thank you guys for subscribing.
We appreciate you.
We do appreciate you. We love you. And we have a great show for you today. Mm-hmm. But we also want to remind you that today is Friday. On Sunday, we'll be doing the Famalam Bam Bam Big Time Show. We'll be playing a game. I have a game set up. And I tell you this much. I think there's a chance that Fiorella can get 6 right with your help and crack an egg on my head this Sunday.
You know you all want me to crack an egg on Pasta's head. That would be hilarious.
Anyways, fam, we have 23 people watching over there. We got some people. Oopie. Let's check up on our Facebook, too, as well. Steve Wolbrandt's in the house.
What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
So yesterday there was a Bernie get-together in Long Beach. Shout out to all the people who went there.
Was Steve there?
Steve was not there, but Melissa Michelson was there. Ben Hawk was there. Michelle, Tim Johnson, Our Revolution, SoCal OC. A lot of those people, you know, the activists, the usual.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nice.
I heard Max was there.
Max
was there running around.
Yes, he was there.
Johnny, you saw Max?
Max was cute.
Max is always
cute.
But
it's good celebrating or not celebrating, actually, with people who don't feel like they can celebrate. Because yesterday, a lot of us didn't feel right celebrating the holiday with everything that's going on. So it was good being with people that felt that same way.
Yeah, I kind of put some stuff online, and I think we're starting to talk about this a little bit more too as well, fam. Because we saw the things like, the freedom, and we saw the kid in the cages with the fireworks going off and whatnot, and a lot of people like, I don't feel too patriotic, and I feel them. And I kind of also chimed in, fam, that we should also make sure that we always incorporate what we do imperialistic-wise in Honduras or these other countries, which lead to the migration. I think it has to go hand in hand. Yes, we should not be treating these kids and these humans so inhumanely, but at the same time, we also got to be focused and hyper-focused on what happened down there to send so many people here in droves, that the only alternative to their death in their own country is to show up on our doorstep to be thrown in a cage. And it is disgusting what's going on down there. And even Trump's answer is like, well, they shouldn't come here. But nobody's talking about why they are coming. And it all starts from everything down the road. But the main thing, which starts this whole thing, is election integrity, fam. Because if we don't have election integrity, we have nothing. And you have some breaking news for us, don't you, fam?
Right. So on the eve of July 4th, which was perfect, something that they would do, basically the Democratic establishment in Queens threw out 2,500 votes, mainly belonging to Tiffany Caban, who was running for AG in Queens, and a district attorney, actually. And she's running against Melinda Katz. That gave Melinda Katz a 20-point lead. And then, or 20-vote lead. So, and then Melinda Katz went all over the media and said, I won. And she gave victory speeches as if she won.
You said very Hillary-esque.
Very Hillary-esque, that's
Arizona,
right. And
Nevada, California.
Because there were 6,000 votes left to be counted. And she went and declared 20.
Oh, but then she's going to call it.
Right. And so now we're going to hear a myriad of excuses as to why these votes can't be counted. They're affidavit votes. But the recount actually passed. When I wrote this tweet, the recount hadn't, gone through. But now there's going to be a recount. And you guys can actually look
I see the
right
DSA,
here.
the Queen's DSA.
The Queen's DSA said they were asking people to to pretty much contact them about their ballots to make sure that that they count. Sometimes they throw them out because their signature is different or because they moved, etc. But they want their votes to count. So I wanted you guys to click over here and look at Tiffany's tweet. Johnny, I put it in the link on Tiffany's tweet. Yeah. So she said, thanks. You want to read that? Thanks to our
tireless supporters, we are pouring their hearts and souls into this campaign. With a full recount coming up, there'll be more work to be done. Help make sure that every valid vote is counted. Donate. CabonForQueens.com/donate volunteer and recount watch for Tiffany volunteer sign up. Well, let me tell you something, fam. They might get the recount, but I don't know. I mean, who knows where these votes are going to go? Some of them will be ended up in the trash. Sometimes they'll be taken out. For more understanding, Tiffany Caban is more of the progressive type of.
She's like endorsed by Bernie, by AOC. I mean, she's a Democratic socialist running for this position. It would change the state of Queens. Like, it would change how things are done. She's pretty much against cash bail. She's completely does things that a district attorney, like, what's his name from Pennsylvania?
You're talking about your boy. Larry
Krasner.
Ooh.
She's pretty much like him. He went in there and he fired a bunch of people that were pretty much corrupt. She would change that system, the corruption in Queens. But you guys need to know that, as Pasta was saying, they might have a recount, but we don't really know. There's no guarantee this is going to be fair, because the people who are in the Board of Elections are completely biased. The Democratic commissioner is Jose Miguel Arajo, who was appointed by Joe Crowley and endorsed Katz. And he got fined $10,000 in 2014 for corruption and nepotism. And my friend, who is from New York, was the one that was giving this information out to a lot of us. They were involved in the campaign and stuff. So they're not really feeling that this is going to be fair. Because the corrupt people are overseeing the election.
Still. Yeah. And I wanted to sing a song, "Oh, Mr. Crowley." That was Ozzy Osbourne and stuff like that.
I know that was Ozzy Osbourne.
That was like when he was with Black Sabbath and stuff like that. Mr. Crowley's still sticking his head in there and whatnot. A lobbyist of sorts. We talked about this. And we talked about if you don't have election integrity, fam, you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Right? So this is just another form. And who is Katz now?
Melinda Katz is the one running against Tiffany, and she's pretty much endorsed by every established Democrat you can think of. Crowley, Cuomo, and she takes corporate money. She's not a progressive. She's status quo. She's going to keep things as they are. Corrupt, with cash bail systems, with lots of people of color in prison for marijuana or, crimes that they shouldn't be in there for. And
she's part of that cash wheel,
she's part of this cash
Fill those
wheel.
beds in that prison industrial complex, baby.
Crowley and Cuomo, all of these people, right? They're all supporting this woman, and that tells you something. And even Elizabeth Warren supports Tiffany Caban, which she jumped in after Bernie Sanders, of course, and AOC. She was like, "Oh, I support her too." But whatever, it's good because she needed all that support. And all of a sudden, these votes, 2,500 votes, just like that, for whatever reason.
Didn't they have that in Brooklyn during the 2016 election too as well? They're just gone. And they issued apologies. Nobody went to jail. But they still, here it is. The wheel keeps on running, baby. Got to get that money.
And I want to show you guys what, I think I have it here. Did I not put it here? Johnny, the New York Times article. Look at their headline. The shocking final count in the Queens District Attorney race. What happened? An 11th hour twist, putting Melinda Katz ahead of Tiffany Caban by 20 votes, means an automatic recount. Conspiracy theories abound. Conspiracy theories. This is why I get so angry when some of you, quote unquote, progressives or faux progressives or some whoever, consistently tell everybody that they're conspiracy theorists, that this isn't true, that you need more evidence. You're never going to get the evidence of someone involved coming out there and saying, hey, we rigged this, actually. Like, it's you're not going to see a New York Times article where they lay out exactly in detail how they did it. That just doesn't happen.
Conspiracy
if you
theorist.
Want that as proof, you're not going to find it. The whole point is to make you all of us, sound like we're crazy every single time we point this out. And just so it's invented for, like you said, by the CIA.
In 1964, the CIA invented the term conspiracy theorist. Therefore, no one can speak out against the government. And therefore, that person would be blackballed. That person would be shamed. That person would be made to look crazy simply when you're questioning the government. And let me tell you something else, fam, because it's going to lead into our next story, because a lot of people are saying that Tulsi Gabbard surrounds herself and her staff with conspiracy theorists all the time. No. Tulsi Gabbard has a lot of people who are veterans in her cabinet, people who work for her, like Cullen, who know the price of people dying on the battlefield for false wars. Yep. So they're not conspiracy theorists. They're just calling out unwanted war and war that have been propaganded by rich people so the poor people can go off and die. So don't fall for it, okay? Don't listen to them when they start labeling people conspiracy theorists. The New York Times, they didn't even have the gall to put up that 2,500 votes were thrown out in their headline.
Yeah. Like, it's just...
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And not only that, this is very important for all of us, because this is a precursor to what's going to happen in the primaries. And I'm telling you right now, this is what they did in 2016. This is what they're going to do again. And this isn't something that I'm making up. You guys are seeing it happen. I know it's hard to believe that the government is doing this and that these people are so corrupt, but that's precisely why we are fighting to get people like Tiffany in there so we can oust them. And they're not going to let such a powerful position easily go to another Democratic socialist, because then they would have AOC in there, they would have her in there, and that's going to allow the influx of more of us in there. And that's what they're so scared of. Now, this also shows exactly that, how scared they are. They are scared to death of the power of these candidates and these people with these populist messages of justice, of democratic socialism. They are doing everything they can, and they will throw the house out of the window before they let us have more AOCs in there.
That's right. I just want to say some hi to different people online. I guess it's Friday night. We don't have a lot of people watching on the Convo Couch YouTube. There are 38 people. I stand corrected. We do have a decent amount of people. It just wouldn't register. Kung Fu Platypus says, Famalam, how you doing, Kung Fu? We love you, Jay Bird. Hi to you too. Steve Wilbrandt, one of our favorite. He comes over to our Convo Couch YouTube and tells people to subscribe to the channel. A very good show. Yes, Steve, you're a very good-looking man, and you're smart, too. We have 2,500 subscribers. Jump on in, and if you have a few extra bucks, we have a Patreon. Brian Parsons is online. Chet's Mom 4 has been saying a lot of great stuff. Hitting up the thing, she says, I guarantee in every district that has DNC Dems controlling elections, there will be tampering. You know what, Chet's Mom 4? I would back you on that bet, because I would think they're going to try to stop us and hold us down. That's what the problem is, fam. You can't sit there and just say the Republicans are cheating on elections. Yeah. Because we cheat. The Democratic Party, I don't want to say we. The Democratic Party cheats on their elections as well. Prometheus X, thank you for watching. Angela Creek, and yeah, okay, buddy. On the MCSC network, fam. Famalam, which I don't say too much. I'm going to stop it. You can give me a buzzer. Mike Lohman is there. Keith Connolly. Edward Klein. Johnny's reaching for the buzzer. Johnny's reaching. Give him the buzz on the thing. Let him hear it. He's going to turn it on here. Let me do it. Let's reenact. Ready? Fam, what do you think? And he gives me the buzzer. That's how it goes. Oppie89. Cam Shawari, Kate, we love you. Thank you so much for joining in. 44 people on the Convo Couch YouTube. Fam, James Aaliyah just joined in there.
Hey, James.
Election rigging? Dems?
No
way. and James Aaliyah, you put up some deep stuff the other day of what happened with that Navy SEAL who posed with a dead corpse on killing a young unarmed teen, or a teen with a knife, whatever the case situation may be. There was some really serious conversation going on there, and I think it says a lot, fam, to way... we had the 4th of July parade. We had all those people out there. Not to point out that we're not a lot of POCs in that crowd.
Yeah.
There's a lot of white faces standing behind that nationalistic fucking parade with the Air Force and the tanks going on. It's kind of disgusting.
How much money was spent?
I don't know, fam. It's disgusting.
Ridiculous.
Wasting money. Every time I see a plane flying over the stadium before it starts, I think it's stupid. But James Aaliyah brought up some really deep stuff, and it's the way we kind of look at war and the way our nation still kind of excuses our imperialistic ways and just stands behind our troops no matter what.
Right. It's supposed to be the good thing we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
so.
we're fighting for truth and justice, ass. So let's get to the next one. The next part, fam, we're going to do a 2-part segment for our fans out there. Sorry. Look, I said Tulsi needs to do a few things. 3 things that Tulsi should do to help her campaign out for president, right?
Okay.
So number 1, I said Tulsi needs to state loud and clear, fam, and I know a broken record, but she has to say sanctions are an act of war and we need to lift them immediately. Okay? Fam, there has been some comparisons in the mainstream media. Sorry. Fiorella. There have been some comparisons in the mainstream media. Mainly the other day we went to Bill Maher, Johnny and our friends. Let's go take a look at the YouTube video first and take a look at it. It's the very first video from 6:37 to 8:12. Now look at the comparison that Bill Maher makes. And a lot of people in the mainstream are going to make this comparison. And they'll be, no, Trump's a non-interventionist. Go ahead.
Fairly similar to Trump, is you're a non-interventionist.
Yeah.
I mean, you see this with Iran lately. He's kind of torn. You know, part of him, of course, always wants to strike back.
Yeah.
But he has kind of staked his claim, foreign affairs-wise, on being the guy who does not want us to get into more wars, more regime change wars.
Yeah.
You're on that same page.
He talked a lot about that in his 2016
Yeah.
campaign. But through his administration and through his presidency, we've seen something very different. I think that's why a lot of folks who voted for him they feel very betrayed.
Why?
You
What
mentioned
wars
Iran.
has he got us into?
You mentioned Iran. He
Yeah.
says he doesn't want to go to war with Iran. But if you look at the actions that he and his administration have taken, and maybe he's not aware of it, maybe these guys are doing it on their own, John Bolton,
Yeah.
Mike Pompeo, and others, but every single decision that they have made towards Iran is laying the groundwork for an
Yeah.
eventual war.
But we're not there yet. And he could have done it last week when they shot down the drone. And he said something which I think if Obama had said it, we would have liked, which was, hey, we don't know who made that order. That's what Kennedy said in the
Yeah.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
That's right. If,
Let's
if,
not be
if
rash.
Trump really doesn't want to go to war with Iran, he's got to swallow his pride and get back into the Iran nuclear deal.
Swallow his pride. That's not going to happen.
No, because if he doesn't, I mean, if he doesn't, John Bolton and Mike Pompeo
Yeah.
and others, I mean, they have literally laid the dynamite and
I
lit
know,
the
but
fuse.
one thing about him, he's the boss.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't care what other
right.
people say.
Okay.
I disagree with that.
Okay. No, we do disagree with that. But
Entirely.
once again, it's that,
Yeah.
listen, she has to separate herself on
Oh,
this thing,
absolutely.
okay? And the best way to do it is to say, no, sanctions are an act of war.
Right.
I would not have sanctions. Sanctions kill people. Sanctions kill the poor. Sanctions disproportionately kill people of color. And we need to lift the sanctions now, specifically in Venezuela. And we never needed to put them back on the table in Iran. It's an act of war. And here's another thing. There was a political analyst. Is it my video or you want to go for the YouTube one you have? We can do even Mike Gravel. Mike Gravel is the third video from 8:25. Listen to what Mike Gravel says, fam.
Like people will see through this one, or enough people will see through this, because it seems like enough people saw through Venezuela and Syria to stop it, right? So we didn't go to war in Syria. We did clandestine war, but not a stated war. And
But that's war. But Jimmy, that's war. And when we do these sanctions, that's war.
Yes.
Make no mistake about it. We're killing about 40,000 plus kids in Venezuela right today as we talk. And to kill that many people and say that that's not war is really burying your head in the sands. And we do the same thing. You recall what happened under Bill Clinton. We killed 500,000 kids, and Madeleine Albright said
it was
well,
worth it.
That's what they call collateral damage.
Nope.
This is not.
Fam, what I'm talking about. Okay, Fee. What I'm talking, right? Act of war.
Yeah.
And this nobody has staked their claim in this. If she says this, she separates herself completely from Donald Trump. No, I'm the real non-interventionist. He still has sanctions. Madeleine Albright and Bill Clinton said it was okay to kill 500,000 children in Iraq with sanctions. We're doing it in Iran right now. We're going to kill poor people. And in Venezuela, we're killing almost 50,000 children every friggin' year by doing this shit. Do you have anything to say,
Yeah.
fam, before I play?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Tulsi I think it's very clear that she is not like Donald Trump. The only people spinning that idea are the mainstream media trying to equate her to someone like him, because she has garnered a lot of Republican and independent support precisely because of what she said. A lot of people who voted for Donald Trump thought he would be different, thought he would be a non-interventionist. That's how he campaigned in 2016. But he hasn't been that president because he has Pompeo and Bolton next to him. And even though he is the boss, like he says, he isn't the one pulling the strings here. He's the military industrial complex are the ones pulling the strings. He's Netanyahu's puppet. He's Saudi Arabia's biatch. I mean, he's all of that.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that he isn't the non-interventionist. Is he better than, say, Hillary Clinton would have been? Absolutely, as far as intervention goes, because that is exactly what she would have done.
I think she needs to make a deeper claim. She
I agree.
really needs to separate herself, because Donald Trump, remember, we praised him for the Korea thing. Well, I praised him for the Korea thing. We also praised him for not attacking Iran. We praised him for not putting boots in the ground in Venezuela, even though they're stealing everything with their sanctions.
Right.
However, I think they has this mentality that, a lot of people have said too, if Hillary Clinton were president, we'd be at war with Russia, we would have already bombed Iran. And I don't know if that's necessarily true, but that mentality is kind of gaining ground, where Trump is able to separate himself and look like a non-interventionist, even when people like Bill Maher are saying it, but it's not true.
I think it's absolutely
because
true.
of the sanctions.
I agree, but I think if Hillary were president, I think we would be
A
engaged
lot of
in
people
more
feel
war.
that way.
100%, because she was already eyeing that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, well, no, she wouldn't have gotten out of the Iran nuclear deal. The Iran nuclear deal was there to say, oh, well, they violated this, so they violated the deal. I'm going to go to war. You can't have an excuse to go to war if you don't have something being violated.
Yeah.
You guys have to think outside of the scope here. Like this is how these people are. This is how they think. They want to go to war because it's money for them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's money.
Which the next big thing has been for Hillary Clinton, and a lot of people on Barack Obama released there was an article, I think it was at Reuters, that was released on July 1st or June 30th saying, that the coup in Honduras is illegal and it's bad. But meanwhile, they were pulling the strings behind closed doors, that both of them, Obama allowing Hillary Clinton with her lobbyist from the Clinton Foundation that have all money up in the UFC, the old UFC, which was United Fruit Company, with all these people to help them with the resource extraction. And then as soon as they ousted Zelaya, Hillary Clinton stood behind calling for new elections, which was bullshit. And they never quit the aid. They never stopped the aid. They allowed that coup to go in there, and they've never answered for it. Fam, can I say hi to a fee?
Yeah.
Can I say some hi to some people?
He can't help it, you guys. It's an
Amberly Ahorra Griego. Did I say it right? Greco? Amberly,
I don't think
we love you. Thank you for watching us on the Convo Couch Facebook with Junior Aguilar, my boy. We have 8 people over there, but if you go over to the MCSC network, we have almost 100 people. We're getting close. Mike Lohman, Inge, how you doing? Freedom Fox 1, Matt Man. Has he said FAM yet? Yes, Matt Man. I've been getting buzzed all show.
Yeah.
Edward Klein is in here. How you doing? North American Age. And then over on our Convo Couch, we have 57 watchers. We need more. We love you guys. If you're not a subscriber, if you're on the MCSC network and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, we're going to tell our Combo Couch YouTube, we're going to tell Nico House on you, and he's going to be very mad at you.
Yeah.
Okay, because Nico wants us to get some love over here. We've been having some major, new subscribers. Growth is, fam, it's been, Fiorella, it's been awesome. And we want to continue to grow. So we got to the first one.
I'm going to come up with a game, fam, because you need to be punished.
Well, you keep on just saying the F word. It's
I
not
don't
fair.
say it as much.
I know, you're not at all. The video I got, Johnny, stop it. I just want to say that when I answered my debate questions, I said there's 3 things that we need to do for when it came to Iran. Number 1 is we have to apologize for what we did and make sure we don't ever happen again. 1953, Mossadegh, the CIA removing them. Number 2, I said we need to lift the sanctions right away. Number 3, we need to get back into the Iranian deal. Let's look at a top analyst real quick. I think he watches the Convo Couch, fam, because look what he said.
The United States does not seem to be very much willing to talk to Tehran. Otherwise, they would have kept the nuclear deal and built up on that. At least they could have given it a try. But they've not done that. They have ruined the former deal. And this shows, after they reimpose sanctions to the harshest level possible, this shows that they are after Iran's surrender. If the United States removes the sanctions, gets back to the nuclear deal to show that it shows respect towards Iran in action, the case could be different. Until then, there couldn't be any kind of talks with the U.S., no matter who is in office.
There you go. Fiorella, they got to remove the sanctions. Notice I said Fiorella. They got to remove the sanctions, Fiorella. If sanctions are an act of war. Nobody's saying that out there.
Nobody's saying, not just Tulsi, but nobody is saying that.
It's some people, in fact, like Pete Buttigieg. Did I say his name right? PDB, the mayor, has said that we have to target sanctions differently. We have to use a target saying, you're still going to hurt poor people. You're still going to deprive them of their food, water, and medication through these sanctions. This is ridiculous. Tulsi Gabbard, say it. Sanctions are an act of war. You will gain so many brownie points, and you will lead on this issue. Number 2 reason, the Americans, Tulsi Gabbard needs to tie Americans' foreign policy in regards to regime change directly to immigration, fam.
Absolutely.
Can we show a little picture? Because when Marianne Williamson said it at the debate, we were like high-fiving, and we wish that we would have a little bit more of that out of Bernie and Tulsi. Watch this.
On this stage, but we're going to talk about what to do about health care. Well, where have you been, guys? Because if it's not just a matter of a plan, and I haven't heard anybody on this stage who has talked about American foreign policy in Latin America and how we might have, in the last few decades, contributed to something being more.
Senator Gillibrand.
Okay.
What would you do as president?
Roaring applause, fam. And she's the only one who said some people have to ask the question, what about our foreign policy in Latin America as ties to immigration?
Absolutely. I think Tulsi and Bernie both need to make that tie, because nobody has done it yet. And she's started to do it. Marianne Williamson has. But Marianne Williamson doesn't have the domestic policy background Bernie has. She doesn't have the foreign policy background Tulsi has. For her to say that is to me, it was awesome, because she may not have all these, the way to do it. She may not be like ready to be a presidential candidate. But she's saying something that is entirely true, and that all of these people with all their accolades haven't been able to say, or haven't wanted or had the bravery to say, because it is something that I think the establishment will completely shut up.
Yeah.
Like, they will never talk about that. They'll talk about kids in cages all the time, but they will not talk about why those kids are in those cages, how these people got there in the first place, why they're coming here, how we are entirely responsible for having them there, which makes me even more angry that we're putting these people in cages when we are the ones that led for them to flee their country. And so if nobody's making that connection, then we're going to continue electing people who say that they're better than Trump when it comes to immigration, who are going to say, we're going to free the kids, that we're going to do better, we're going to have a better system.
Yeah.
But we're still going to go to war and bomb these people. It's going to be the same thing all over again.
Prometheus X came in and said, Zionist. I have a question to our Convo Couch YouTube. Let me name a couple people real quick. Prometheus X, David Harris, Angela Creek, Trudy, Ed Moran, Michael Cruz. Yeah, okay, buddy. Steve Woolbrand, thank you for joining over here. That Guy Vale. Let me ask you guys a question. Prometheus X, Angela Creek is there, and I've also said that name about 5 times. I love you. What percentage of our interventionist policies do you think leads to the immigration problem we have today? What percentage of our intervention of supporting regime change leads to the problem of mass migration today? I want to know that question. Fam, let's just talk too, because I want to show another clip real quick. And it's not that I want to rag on Bernie Sanders, but he was there. I thought he was building it up. I thought he was getting close there, but he can never cross the line and say the words. Check it out.
Every damn thing on this issue that Trump has done. Number two, picking up on the point that Joe made, we got to look at the root causes. And you have a situation where Honduras, among other things, is a failing state, massive corruption. You got gangs who are telling families that if a 10-year-old does not join that gang, that family is going to be killed. What we have got to do on day one is invite the presidents and the leadership of Central America and Mexico together. This is a hemispheric problem that we have got to address.
Congressman Swalwell.
He was right there, fam.
I thought he
was right there.
He was right. Yeah, he was right there. We do have to invite the president to have a conversation.
He was right there.
But he could have made that extra effort to tie that to what happened in 2009. And not because he should rag on Hillary or Obama, because that's not going to go over well, but because we need to make that connection. We need to understand that we can't intervene anymore, and he knows that.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders, are you kidding me? He knows that.
Yeah.
He's been constantly talking about that in the 1980s and with the Sandinistas and all of that. Like, he's definitely aware of it. He's not saying it for whatever reason. He's being advised not to, and I think that's ill advisement. Whoever is advising him wrong, because what we need now is for him to be that guy that is like, no, we're not going to do this. Look what happened in 2009. Look what happened back in Nicaragua. We need to do that. We need to stay away. We need to stay out of war. We need to make that connection between domestic and foreign policy. And Tulsi also needs to do that, because a lot of people tell her you're talking about foreign policy and you're not connecting it to your domestic policy, and like, she needs to make that connection.
We told her on this show. And the thing was, she did her homework before she came here, because she knew we were going to talk about sanctions. We mentioned it, and she says, well, we need to find mechanisms and devices out there that have actual studies that show how many people these sanctions kill. She knew it was up there. She knew it was happening, but she also was looking into how sanctions are. And Mike Gravel was able to put that out. And I think there's more media outlets now and more research centers, more colleges that are doing studies on these sanctions. And we have to understand that sanctioning a country is awful. We have 74 people over on the Convo Couch YouTube fam, and most of the people were said 100%, 100%, 100%. That guy Val said 90 to 100%. And there were a couple people like Avalon19 who said 60%. We know how you guys feel. Thank you so much. On the MCSC network, they're up to 90. Don't get caught, MCSC network. Convo Couch YouTube has got 74. We're catching up to your butt over there. And if you got some time, go over there and subscribe, share. So, fam, we got so Fiorella, freaking A. God, so, man, I'm sorry out there. I've been over my FAM allotment. So now, fam, we know that, number one, we said that she has to talk about sanctions as an act of war and tell us to lift the sanctions. Number two, she has to tie directly our foreign policy to the immigration issue we have. Number three, fam, and I think you might like this one. The global warming and criminal justice reform. Tie it directly to the legalization and reproduction of marijuana, fam. This is big. Nobody's doing this. I think that they need to do this. Hey, listen, let me say this to you guys. Not just because I'm an advocate. I'm going to say it loud and clear. Marijuana could save the world. Marijuana could save the planet. Marijuana could stop, can help.
Damn hippie.
It could happen. Listen, if we were able to just reproduce toilet paper from marijuana, how many trees would not be cut down? If we could take all our bags, all our cloth, hemp grows like a weed. How much cotton and lumber would we save? The Amazon that's being pillaged, right now, could screw up the whole freaking ecosystem. Marijuana could save that. And not only that, fam, and ask Kamala Harris this, how many black and brown people have been locked up for marijuana in California?
Yeah, ask Kamala Harris.
So we legalize it, and Tulsi has a bill out there that's very, very popular. She's got to make the connection. Hey, global warming is one of the biggest threats we have. Marijuana could save us. Toilet paper alone. I keep on saying toilet paper alone can save us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that she has to make this big connection. And take a look. Johnny's putting it up. Some of the stands. I love that picture of her with a weed plant right next to it. I love you, Tulsi. You look good there with that green on you. We must study marijuana's impact on the environment before it's late. There's been multiple studies about this right now. Fam, this is an alien plant. It was put here to save us. Okay?
Now you're getting really Alan Watts on me.
We are getting Alan Watts. I'm getting a little Joe Rogan, too, because Joe Rogan talked about it being an alien plant. It's an alien plant. There's so many things we can do with it. But we have to go back to figure out why it's legal. When we talk about Anslinger and when the DAA was formed, all these other lobbyists, the alcohol lobbyists, the cotton lumber lobbyists, they were out there lobbying against this, and they've still held the handcuffs. Pharmaceutical companies, too.
Oh, yeah. Monsanto is trying to get their hands on marijuana so they can make it into a pill form and use it that way. I mean, this isn't a joke. I think it's not just the connection to marijuana and the criminal justice system and also helping our environment. It's the fact that we need to invest in new technologies and new work industries that are going to allow us to transition from having the workforce in big oil to having a workforce, let's say, in the hemp industry or in green tech, in solar industry. Like, that's why we have this problem now where we have a lot of the labor unions supporting big oil because they're getting paid that way. These people are earning a living that way. You can't just take their job and expect them to live off of nothing. We have to have a way to transition into that, which is why Tulsi's Off Fossil Fuels Act is really great because it bans fracking, which the Green New Deal doesn't do. But I think in coalition, those two are the way to actually get this whole thing to happen. It includes everything. It includes everything. Everything is connected. We are always here trying to make the connections between how everything it affects the other. So,
okay, fam, it's all connected, and we're not married. Skull Death 23 said
Pasta's
alien.
single. Pasta
Really?
is ready to mingle.
Dave Alberts, Christian K.
Holla at your boy.
Gabriel.
Holla at your boy.
I'm looking for to be a stay-at-home dad. So if there's a strong businesswoman out there making a lot of money and she wants a clean house and dinner on the table, and
are you looking for a sugar mama?
I am not looking for a sugar mom. I'm just looking for a woman to take care of the bills, and I will take care of the house.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
cook and clean all day,
Pasta will
Fiorella.
cook and clean.
I'll clean. You know what? I'll iron the clothes. Bubble bath will be drawn. I'll have plenty of strength in my hands for massage to put you to sleep.
Personal Tinder ad for
Right
Pasta
there,
right
right
here.
here. Looking for that. So we have 78 people watching on the Convo Couch YouTube. We want to thank you for coming over and joining. We've been growing as of late because we've been covering some awesome stuff, Fiorella.
Yes.
We've been covering the KDEM convention when we went up there. Great teamwork. Videos put out by Johnny Tsunami. Tulsi Time. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Play it, share it. We also got an interview with Ben Cohen over there. That's really fun. Norman Solomon. There's a lot of great stuff. But then we followed up, fam, and we covered the debates. We covered the debates. You all watched. You helped us out. You got us a lot of views and a lot of new people. And that's why we've been doing extra shows, spending extra time and attention. If you can help us out on our Patreon, please do so, because me and Fiorella and Johnny, we're taking a lot more time off work to work on this. So any dollar that you give us, remember, the Convo Couch puts it back into play by coming out there with the news, interviewing, covering stuff. We make your money go to work for real. We don't just burn it up. So help us out if you can. There are 77 people watching on the Convo Couch YouTube.
Sweet.
David Harris, Michael Cruz, Ocean Straight Transistor. Thank you so much. On the Facebook, we have about Steve Wilbrandt. At least he's watching. It's cleaning off there. 91 people watching. Skull Death 23, Alien, really, I say it again, yes. Alan David's there as well. Fiorella, we got anything else we want to talk about?
No, I was just going to say we are going to be doing little videos on the Patreon that only Patreons can look at, and they're going to be special videos.
Yeah.
So,
personal.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Right?
So if you guys do that, then, any amount helps out.
Yeah.
We really do use it for the show. We really do try to go every day, get as much information as possible. If we could do this full time 100%, that would be
help
ideal.
us get there. Help us get
we're
there.
almost
You're a big part of it, and it's awesome because the mainstream media, they are sponsored by all the big businesses. So the information they're going to give you is going to be first of all, it's going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Mind controlling of sorts, or
it's a
bubble?
biased narrative.
It's a biased narrative to keep you in a bubble, to make you an obedient soldier. We're going to give you the news behind the news and tell you what's really, really happening. A lot of people aren't talking about what's going on in Queens with Caban. We are.
No, or they're talking about it as it's a given that Katz won, and anything questioning that is a conspiracy, and that's ridiculous. Don't let people tell you that you questioning the government is a conspiracy. I'm sick and tired of that, and I will fight against that narrative, because that is the narrative that they're going to use to dismiss the fact that we are figuring things out, and the government is now blatantly doing this. I mean, it's blatant what they're doing. And throughout all of this demise, all of the things that we are seeing fall apart, there is a light, because we are seeing that the truth is pretty much coming out. As hurtful and ugly as it can be, the truth is out. And at least in that sense, we are becoming more free. We are becoming more aware of how things really are. And we wouldn't have gotten that without, Donald Trump. And I hate myself, but I'll have to thank him for that. I'll have to thank him for being that, what exposed everything else.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for today, Fiorella.
I gotta add.
Whoa, you got something?
There's
Johnny Sue from the Bleaches.
What's up?
Well, here he is.
Why are you blue?
He's Skeletor. Go ahead.
I just want to add that there was a lot of talk about the Honduras and the regime change we've done there, and that we made a fantastic video on that. And you guys should look for it. This is what it looks like. It's why the U.S. participates in regime change wars.
Yep.
It's only 6 minutes. I think it should have more views than 200. So you guys go watch that. And then we're talking about our interview with Tulsi, and that's where that is. That's just a quick 30-minute video. If you haven't seen it yet, go check that out. I just wanted to, get more information to our viewers.
Well, we got right now, Nico House is hitting us up. I don't know if you saw that. Hold on, I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's something that we don't need to talk about. We're good over there anyways. But anyways, we want to thank you all for watching. Please go on over to our Convo Couch YouTube and subscribe. If you haven't, hit the bell so you know we'll be going. Also, we have a Facebook. We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. We have it all. We have a Patreon. All the information is listed down below. Fiorella, you have to get to work tonight, don't you?
Yeah, not for a while.
Okay. I got called off. It's the slow time. Help us out on Patreon. Some of those people are going to be sending out your shirts. We got your sizes. We got your addresses, most of them. So be on the lookout for this awesome shirt. If you do get a shirt from us, the only requirement is that you take a picture and send it in to us so we can show all our fans.
Yes.
So that's it. We're going to do it for today. Look for us on Sunday. Somewhere between 1 and 3-ish will be going on. We kind of got to feel the mode. If Bernie's speaking, if Tulsi's speaking, if somebody's speaking somewhere, even if Mike Ravel is speaking somewhere and it's kind of live.
Mike Ravel's awesome, fam.
Mike Ravel is the best. If somebody's speaking, we might delay, but we will be going for our Sunday fun show, and we'll be playing games. And tune on in and watch. Possibly, if you help Fiorella get the questions right, if she gets 6 out of 6, egg goes over this head.
You guys know you want that.
Oh, please. Then go to our Patreon. I have me doing push-ups when we lose our battles. And then when Fiorella loses the game, you can watch her cook. And that will be a fun video because there'll be a lot of stuff getting caught on fire and burning and possibly blowing up. Just teasing. I know I'm just teasing, but once again, I like to have fun.
Half teasing.
So let's get out of here. My name is Craig Pasta Jardula.
And I'm Fiorella. Convo.
For Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Sue. Convo out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.